everyone, my name's Lily and I'm the book reviewer behind Utopia State of Mind, and today I'm sharing with you my vacation TBR but with a twist. So, if you've seen a previous vacation TBR video from me, normally I tell you what I'm going to be trying to read on my vacation, but this vacation I felt like I deserved a treat. I have had kind of a really stressful couple last months, and so I thought that I deserved a treat. I never really get to read kind of like my most anticipated books immediately when they hit my inbox. I try to read according to a schedule, and so I'm not a mood reader, and so I'm reading by release date. But then often it means that I'll get like a copy of a book that I really, 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 really want to read, but I don't because I have a schedule. But no. This vacation TBR will be different. I'm going to try to read, or I'm trying to start at least, because I'm not actually on vacation that long. But my goal is to mood read, pick one of these 5 different sequels of books from one of my most anticipated sequels to read, and I want to share them with you all today. So here is the stack of books of them. If you will see, these are only book 1. So I have the sequels to these books in my inbox, in my mailbox. And so I want to try to dive into those. And I'm just going to talk you through them basically. So the first one is A Dance of Lies. The sequel is To Dance with Death. I'm so excited for this one. I own 2 different editions of this one. I actually can't find my L'Oreal edition. Just to kind of let you know what happens in A Dance of Lies. Also, you should pick up all of these books because you can join me. All these sequels are coming out this year. In A Dance of Lies, our main character, she is a dancer, but she has been imprisoned. And so then she comes out of her imprisonment and makes a deal with a king. And so he wants her to pose as a dancer, kind of as like a royal spy, to spy on, is it his brother? No, just a different king. And so there she has to come to terms with her magic and her abilities being different after her imprisonment, but also the subterfuge and the lies within court that she discovers. So if you love court politics, but also if you love a story about power and love a story about finding our voice and also finding allies, this one here. But I own 2 different editions of these and I have loved them so much. I've been following Brittany for a while, and so when I read this one, I adored it. I love this complex blend of magic. I will leave down below a link of an interview that I've done with Brittany, and I just love the world building and the romance, and so I'm really excited to see how this comes along. I have had this for a while. I haven't been able to read it. So this vacation TBR is kind of was like, no, look, I deserve a treat and I want to be able to read at least one of these during my vacation to kind of spoil myself. So that is certainly one of them. The next one is Silver Cloak. So the sequel of this one is Turncloak. And honestly, based on the ending of Silver Cloak, it's criminal. It is criminal that I haven't been able to read Turncloak yet, because if you have read this book, you will know that the ending was just pain incarnate. So I really, really, really need to read Turncloak because honestly, I deserve it after that ending. In Silver Cloak, basically, this is a magic system where pain or pleasure gives you this magical boost. And so the main character 2 decades ago, her parents were killed, and so she has been kind of determined to get revenge. So she decides to infiltrate the rivalry. I don't know if they're like rival, they're not like rival gangs, but like basically she's going to infiltrate the rivalry, which she suspects is the one who is involved in this, and to go undercover from the academy, to go undercover to kind of find out the answers and also become a mole. But this becomes very difficult for her also when she kind of has unexpected sparks within the rivalry or within her new loyalties. There she has to keep doing things which she might not necessarily agree with, but to maintain her cover. And then you kind of are wondering throughout this whole thing, like, how many things will we do in the name of becoming a better spy, in the name of justice or revenge, before we lose the plot? So that's the main vibe of Silver Cloak, and honestly, I'm so excited for Turncloak because the ending, as I've said, is diabolical, and so I need to know what happened. I remember finishing the book and just my jaw dropping to the floor. Next, we have Immortal Longings. This is actually the first in a trilogy. So the other ones, they're just straight up kind of book twos, but this, I want to read Eyes of Kings. This is the third book in the Immortal Longings series and also the ending book. So the stakes are even higher. What I can tell you about Immortal Longings, though, it's just this adult fantasy body jumping, body doubling. So basically, the plot of this one is that there are these trials for body jumping and sort of eliminating the people in the competition. And so our main character is trying to infiltrate the game so that she can finish what she started, which is tearing down the monarchy. There, though, she meets other side characters who have different plans and has to make unwilling temporary alliances. It's just like a lot of backstabbing. It is loosely, or it is a reimagining basically of Anthony and Cleopatra, and so there's a ton of toxic, complicated love, and also the body jumping idea is so fantastic. I really, really love this one. And the finale, Eyes of Kings, is coming out in August. If you want to read book one and also Violet's Things, you can join us in a read along, which I will leave the details for that and the link down below. But basically, I really love this series. I think it comes to nobody's surprise on this channel that I am a fan of Chloe Gong's books, and so this is obviously on my TBR. It's also, I think, no, it is not the most recent. It is almost the most recent, except for, let's just skip to that one. Prince of Swords, the sequel to Arcana Academy. I am a huge Elise Kova fan. I have been reading since Alchemists of Loom and have also since then delved a lot into the backlist. I want to do a future all about authors Elise Kova edition. Arcana Academy was just such a fun, interesting, unique tarot card magic system. I'm not a huge tarot card person. I just don't know that much about it, but this one was so fun. And basically I have a postcard in here. Basically, in the plot of Arcana Academy, our main character has this magical power to ink new tarot cards. So each tarot card, when you have it, it gives you certain magical powers, but our main character is able to ink tarot cards, and instead of going to prison, she is then inducted into this academy instead. Mostly because it turns out that the prince wants to steal a tarot card from the king and use it to make a all-powerful tarot card. What's better than to be stuck between two rulers? There is an academy setting, and also to pose as, get entry into this academy, she has to pose as his bride-to-be. So this one was so fun. As I said, I love the idea of tarot card magic, and so I've really been intrigued by the sequel. It is my most recent thing to grace my doorstep after me just sending out a call to the universe. I really, really, really loved Arcana Academy. I have so many editions of this. I actually don't think I should say. I don't think I should say. But I'm really excited for the sequel, Prince of Swords. I've been really kind of counting down the days until I could read that one, and so I'm very excited that it has come to grace my collection. And the last one is This Monster of Mine, and the sequel is This Blade of Ours, and I'm so excited for this one. I will leave a link to an interview I did about this book down below, but basically, it is a Roman-inspired fantasy. Our main character, ages and ages ago, is sort of pushed off a tower after she hears things that they're kind of like, no, you can't, boop. She's pushed off a tower, and she has survived, but no one knows that. So she's kind of infiltrated the justice system, and she's infiltrated this thing where she's now become a an apprentice to one of the judges because she's trying to figure out who did this to her. And so it's a Roman inspired fantasy. They have this kind of idea of courts and sort of the how many times can I say justice system of courts and the way that society is laid out, but also this idea of do you make change from within, or do you have to come from an outsider perspective? How do you take down corruption at its core? It just is so good. I love also the romance in this one. I just love the romance. I loved the fantasy. It is first and foremost a fantasy book, and it is so deeply discussing who can you trust, but also really looking at how do you bring a system down and what do you do to do that. And so this Blade of Ours is a highly anticipated sequel for me. I'm so excited. All of these are, but have I had this one the longest? No, I think I've had the longest To Dance with Death, but this Blade of Ours is my second longest that I've had. And so I'm just so excited for it. As I said, I'm not like a huge Roman fantasy inspired person, but this one, throw in a murder investigation and it's my cup of tea. So I'm really excited for these sequels. Let me know down below which one you want me to start, because I'm actually filming this before my vacation. And so I might be able to incorporate people's reactions into my plans. So let me know down below what you think I should start off with, and I will see you in the next video where hopefully I've read some of it. It's vacation TBR is always hard because I feel like you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do so much reading, it's gonna be so relaxing, it's gonna just be amazing, and then you're in a vacation and you're just kind of you're just sleeping the whole time. At least that is me. So I hope you have a really great rest of your reading day, week, month, and year. And I'll see you in the next one.